Spooky G's, where's bro? You mean my crazy son? Or me? And my 5-year-old that just made me go tuck him in. Oh, let me make sure I'm on Wi-Fi too. Okay. Is Wi-Fi on? Let's see. Okay, well it's not on Wi-Fi, but whatever. Brian Dyer, how's it going? Max Muscato's in the house. Good to see you guys. Yeah, sorry I couldn't make a live yesterday. I was working literally until like 12:30 in the morning. It was pretty brutal. And then I just tried to make a live like 5 minutes ago, and then my son comes out. He's like, "Daddy, can you tuck me in?" And we're not on Wi-Fi, but we should be. But it should be good. Where's the robe of righteousness? I think my wife might be washing the robe of righteousness, but I wanted to show off my shirt that my niece got me because she knows that I'm into crypto. So they all think it's a joke. Game of Paradise in the house. Good to see you guys. Spooky G's too hot to wear the robe today. I've worn the robe on like 90-degree days, just because I like the way it feels cozy. But yeah, I can overheat. I have overheated in the robe before. 1000%. Gamer Paradise. Just had some deep XRP conversations with my new neighbors. Oh, cool. Yeah, when you find somebody that like is ready to hear it or understands it, it's awesome. And you can go on really deep conversations because the space is endless. And so even if you already know a lot about XRP or Ripple and their plan, when you're talking to somebody else about it, I had a guy who was a client. He came one time and we talked for like an hour and a half about XRP, and he brought it up. I was like a little shocked. I was like, really? So the chosen ones meet. You got a Tangum? Good. Yeah, you're all gonna need Tangums or just cold storage very, very, very soon. Spooky G's, you're giving out riddles on your t-shirt for free. Yeah, yeah. I drew the chart on here, and you have to decode it, but it says 589 in this. They are chosen, definitely. You can tell. Yeah, you can tell when someone's chosen. So tonight I wanted to hang out with you guys and eat some yogurt and drink my coffee. But the past couple of days, like today and yesterday, for business, we're like crazy busy, so I wasn't able to do anything or get on, but I'm here now. Decent wallet, yeah. I want to get a decent too. Once price takes off, I'm gonna have like 10 to 20 different wallets. Experiment with them. Yeah, X money is gonna be pretty cool too. I wonder, like, X money might be the first one that comes out with like an XRP yield product, because X money has already announced that they're gonna allow you to gain 6% yield for just any money you have on there. And since crypto is technically a currency, like, I don't see why they wouldn't offer a similar yield product for people with XRP. So imagine having like your XRP chilling in your cold wallet, but like somehow attached to X money and just gaining like 6% every month on it. That would be freaking sweet. Spooky G's, you dislike Descent wallets now. The app is so glitchy, it took me 5 minutes to send out of it one time. Oh, that's tough. I feel like that could happen with any wallet though. Like if you're not getting the best internet or something. But yeah, the thing I do like about Tangum is they update the app. And so like the card will always just be the card, but they update the app so you can always keep up. Happy birthday, America. New mom's in the house. Hey, how's it going? Good to have you. Yeah, happy 250th America. We got a few fireworks for tomorrow for the kids. Spent like 80 XRP on fireworks. Spooky G's, it's happened more than once and it's super annoying. Have to be asked to update your wallet. Oh, yeah, that is annoying. Maybe it's because it's advanced and it's got its own hardware and stuff like that. So yeah, I've never had any issues with Tangum, so maybe that's something good to look into because I know Descent is awesome because they have like the ability for like the 25th seed phrase to remember. So you write down 24 and then you remember the 25th. It makes it even harder to hack, which is good. Brian Dyer has 3 and they work great. You dropped like $500 on cold wallets, unless you're talking about Tango. I think decents are like $180 a piece. Troll Gamer, XRP to the moon. Yeah, we're pumping a little bit today. I've always been trying to figure out if they're gonna pump it with everything else first, and then just have XRP rip and leave everything else behind, or because it's the Phoenix coin, and Baba Kugs has always talked about like going to 80 cents and then to $12 overnight. I mean, it's really like they could dip it one more time and then just send it to the moon. And they could also make a huge announcement tomorrow. Trump can make a huge announcement tomorrow. Where are you going?
Back.
Oh, to hit some balls? Nice. Yeah, but I felt bad. I wasn't able to get on yesterday. And then I almost did a rant video today, but the timing wasn't right. But somebody left a comment on my YouTube channel about my last live, and he was trying to troll us and make fun of us and stuff. And anyways, tomorrow I'll probably do the rant video for the 250th anniversary, and it'll just feel right. Because yeah, some really dumb comments. Brian Dyer, biometric can't send out without fingerprint Congo. I got all on special deals. Oh, so every time it was on sale, you'd buy one. That's smart. Yeah. One of the reasons I went with Tango was because it was like so cheap. It was awesome. It was also really simple to use. So I guess what happens if like you lose your finger that has the fingerprint? I guess you'd have a seed phrase, so you could move it to a different wallet in that case. Yeah, like, worst case scenario, I guess. Bulls Knots in the house. Good to see you, man. My nephew's in the backyard hitting little wiffle balls over the house, and so I can hear them rolling down. Probably getting stuck in the gutter. Oh, Max Muscato. Yeah, I know. We talk about the most important things on this channel. What happens if your finger hooked up to your decent gets cut off? I mean, real talk. Bull Snot, good day here. Yeah. I'm in a really chill mood because yesterday I worked like 13 hours and I was moving stuff all day and into the night, and because I was changing from like one storage to another, and like it was a lot of work, and I really wanted to do a live, but it didn't play out, didn't make sense. But I'm here tonight, so the 250th anniversary, you gotta be here. Spooky G's, why do they keep delaying the pump? Just send it already. Well, remember, they're not delaying anything. They know the day. They know the day and the time. So, like, even though like the charts, look like they're, either going back down again or going back up, they're not really ever delaying anything. I think they know the day, and they've always known the day. Andy, Crazy GameStop's in the house. Good to see you. So is the only bad hardware wallet so far the Ledger so far? Based on just like the simple research I did, I saw issues with Ledger just on Reddit. And there were several different posts that I read that were really concerning to me. Some people have not recovered their crypto off of a Ledger, so I just decided to stray away from Ledger. A lot of people have reported that they have no problem with Ledger. But then, when like I went on to do research and looking at like Tangum and Decent and stuff like that, those don't have issues like that. So I was just like, why take the chance if Ledger could be an issue? Because you remember the Ledger leak, people information out, trying to avoid the bad ones. Yeah. And I don't even know if it was really that. The people just, for some reason, like they got locked out of their Ledger, or their Ledger hardware crashed or something like that. So yeah, I'm not a huge Ledger fan. Bull's not XRP. That video you shared a link to was great. Oh yeah, the one about Kendra Hill. Yeah, somebody on the channel kept on commenting during the lives and asking if I had looked into Kendra Hill. So I finally did. And then it seems like Kendra Hill is just kind of like doubling down and confirming a lot of the theories that I've had, which was interesting. But yeah, Kendra Hill is, and I don't even know where she came from or why, but she was, just talking about how she had like a grandpa that gave her XRP and told her never to sell it. And then she knew all this information. She had like a notebook with information. Really interesting. Brian Dyer, Ledger got hacked. I was getting scam calls and scam letters in the mail. Yeah. And I've also heard that if you buy hard wallets, cold wallets, from anything but like the manufacturer's website, you can get issues with that. So even though Tangum I ordered from Amazon, like I was pretty confident I could order Tangum from Amazon and it'd be fine because they've had like 6 million wallets and haven't been hacked yet, and a lot of their sales are from Amazon. So I was like, yeah, that's probably fine for Tangum. But other wallets and stuff, they were like, yeah, get them directly from the manufacturer's website so that they can at least be fresh from the website and not have like somebody have tampered with it on a separate market like Amazon or something like that. But yeah, we could be climbing from here. We're up to like $1.13 again. So yeah, they might just allow it to decouple from Bitcoin and do like a full send flip of the switch kind of moment. But I cannot get out of my mind that Baba Kugs has always said like, 80 cents to $12 overnight or something like that, or in 24 hours. So I feel like we've got to go sub dollar before they do like, a full send, but I'm not sure. They could be saying stuff to throw us off as well. Yes, when she revealed that that Flare is involved. Yeah, they called it like, was it Copious? Flare is Copious, and so it's some sort of secret project that they renamed Flare. So I was like, ooh, the second XRP takes off, I'm starting to stack Flare, because apparently that's really important to the XRP ledger. I've got a lot of Flare. Nice. New Mom, you're crushing it. This is to you, New Mom. You are absolutely knocking it out of the park. Done workings in the house. Vinny on Twitter says that nothing will happen with price until clarity passes and is effective. Oh, yeah, gosh. It's so painful, guys. I mean, like, I almost did my rant video today because of how painful it is to, like, read comments. I mean, I read a comment on my page, and I won't even reiterate it here because I want to save it for the rant tomorrow. I don't want to waste any of my energy, like, and, like, the charge that I have from how annoyed I was with that comment. Because I feel like a lot of people miss why XRP Army is the way we are. Like, they come, like, messaging to us like scam detectives, like, they comment about XRP and they spew all this hate about XRP, and they're talking shit about us and talking shit to us. And I'm just like, the whole time I'm like, we're trying to save you, right? Like, you're acting like you're trying to save us. We're the ones trying to save everyone. So it's really just kind of like frustrating because we're so late game now. It's every single day is so important, and every single person, every single XRP holder is becoming so important. And so I know that we're getting to the point where like the people that know about it are in, and they're holding XRP already, and then the people that just can't see it or weren't meant to, they're not going to. But I just really want to smack some people in the face sometimes and be like, just do some more research. Like, God. Bull's not the elevator and night at the museum that says BG123 is pretty crazy. Oh, it says BG123. Jeez. Yeah, it's all over the place. Hidden in plain sight. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, because it's also like 589 is on Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. Spooky G's. Did you see the screenshots of Uphold saying 3 times XRP just hit $1,000? What you doing? Could it be truly $1,000 overnight? It really, really could be, because even though there's the supply shock theory, like they might not need to have retail involved in that. So like everyone's anticipating like announcements, everyone's anticipating like these big moves, and everyone's anticipating like, some sort of notifications, like everyone decides to get involved at that point in time. but they really could just do it all themselves behind the scenes. They could just full send, leave retail behind, and be done with it. They really could do that. They're powerful enough. So um, it's definitely not a far-fetched idea because all the institutions are already ready. So since they're already ready, all they have to do is put the money in, and then it's done. So whenever they decide to do that, whenever they decide they're ready to do that, that's when they'll do it. But I still am under the theory that there's going to be stages and like, mini moon and then cool off and then medium moon and then cool off and then maybe $1,000 overnight. Spooky Listen Uphold is trolling me and I love it so much. Bull's not XRP. It actually focuses in on it for a few seconds. Very obvious. Oh, fascinating. So they don't even like glance over it. They like let you see it and look at it. Raw food writers in the house. I'm hoping tomorrow is a big day for Price. Cheers. Yeah, I think we all are. Yeah, because I mean, it's like tomorrow is a big deal. 250th anniversary, Independence Day, 4th of July. I think there's some other significant dates and times and stuff like that too. So, I mean, they very well could do something tomorrow. Maybe the first mini moon. Inner monologue. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Brian Dyer, $2 incoming soon. Yeah, very, very well could. I'm not so sure that they waited this long and pumped it down this hard to just go boop to $2. But we'll see. I think they'll make a relatively quick move so as, because if they don't do the move quick enough after waiting all this time, a lot of retail will still be hanging on or dive on, so to speak. So I think they want to have some sort of quick move. Wild Locum in the house. Good to see you. You are from which country? United States. Spooky G's. New mom is the goat she is. She is definitely a legendary goat in our community. Enchanted Shorts, welcome. Good to see you. Are you able to have a secret hidden wallet inside your cold wallet with Tangum? I haven't heard of that. That would be cool. I want to say I've heard of secret wallets, but I'm not sure. I would probably be just as good as like asking Google, like you, to see what people say about that. Greatest XRP mom of all time. We also have a coin mom in here sometimes. So new mom versus coin mom. The battle of the moms. I have a small business, and I basically take things from one market, bring it to another market, and then attempt to resell it for a higher price. Enchanted Shorts, I'm able to do that with my Ledger. Oh, okay, so Ledger has a secret wallet. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm sure that type of stuff exists, and I'm sure that type of stuff will exist more and more as we go on. But I have not heard of that for Tangum. Hey, babe. Babe. Do you want me to go to the room?
No, I'm gonna do dishes and do laundry.
Okay. Yes, yeah, like a bit of arbitrage. I mean, just local stuff. Just. I mean, I've kind of flipped a lot of different things in the last 15 years, and it just kind of like grew. Enchanted Shorts gets all confusing. Oh, like the secret wallet and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I think pretty soon here, like in the next 3 to 6 months, once things start to take off for XRP, and like the new system starts to kind of evolve and begin, I think there's gonna be a lot more institutional kind of options. And I like I've always told people, I wouldn't rush to move all of your crypto into institutional custody immediately, but I think there will be some validity to put maybe 25% into like some sort of, maybe like JP Morgan Chase, or whichever institutions look the most strong and settled post reset. They'll probably make a lot of sense to like, or even X Money. X Money is coming out, and they insure FDIC insure money up to $10 million per account, and then you can get 6% yield off of that just by having that money in X Money. So, I mean, really, there's a lot of good things coming, I think. I think you'll be able to do XRP into a yield product as well. Who is your babe? Show her face. Yeah, it's my wife, and she doesn't care about crypto, so she's never gonna join. Eerie vibes. Are you a lesbian? My hair does kind of look that way today. I don't drive a Subaru yet though. Both not. My wife says you are watching the robe, man. Hey, but tell her I'm not wearing the robe today. So she can watch too if she wants. I'm wearing, my niece got me this shirt because she knows I'm into crypto. And so they all like to joke about it, not knowing that it's real. These comments are cringe. I enjoy it. Enchanted Shorts. I actually enjoy the random people that come in and just start saying random stuff sometimes. It keeps things lively. Because I don't take myself too seriously at all. People can say whatever they want about me. It doesn't really faze me. New mom. Oh, spooky. I needed that laugh. I had one people come in today, or on a live like a few days ago, and they were just like, they only said one comment, and they just said, "Are you gay?" And I was like, I don't know how to take that. I also am not anti-gay. I was like, I answered it. I was like, I have some tendencies. I like floral stuff and paisley. Uphold as well. I'm waiting on my Uphold bank account to be set up. Oh, cool. And so that sounds like something that like DAG is working with too, and they've been kind of struggling to get the bank accounts going. But I think it's because they've been trying to do a lot of accounts at once. You should be fine. But I'm very excited about X Money because I think that that's the future. Wild Locum, you are looking very cool. Thank you. Suede HTX is in the house, guys. That's crazy. My wife bought that shit last week at 5 and below. Oh, that shirt. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know where they got it from. They might have gotten it from Target or something. See what it says. It says Jacqueline. They might have gotten it at like they like Target a lot, so. But they know that I'm into crypto, and so they saw the shirt and they just they think it's a joke. They think crypto's play money. Bull's not. How much money do you have to have in X Money to be FDIC insured up to 10 million? I think it's just any money you have in there. The accounts are just insured that way. And I think that they're going to use like XRP to back it. That's just my personal opinion because currently the federal, FDIC insurance on your money in a bank right now, that's only $250,000. And that's because it's backed by the dollar, and they only have a few billion to cover insurance-wise. So if they're willing to insure every account for up to $10 million, they've got to be back. They're going to be backing it by XRP probably. That's the only place that they'll have that much liquidity to back it. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a huge announcement from Trump tomorrow, and he'll announce like the new financial system or something, or he'll announce that they're holding XRP, or who knows? I mean, that would be a good time to do it. John's Journey. John's Journey's in the house, guys. What is happening, family? We are still poor. Hey, we're 10% less poor in the last couple of days. So high five for that little baby pump back up to nothing. We have left stablecoin status. So Brian Dyer, yes, I'm with DAG. Awesome, dude. Yeah, that's cool to see somebody here with DAG. Because I fully support DAG and that movement. I've just always told people, and this is just, my opinion. I've always thought, unless you have enough XRP to where you can put maybe half to most in DAG and then have half or less in cold storage, just so you have that backup in case something happens with institutional custody, who knows. Then I've always been a proponent of that. But I'm rooting for DAG, and they're the best in the game so far. Wild Locum. How members in your family? There's 4 of us, my wife, and then I have a 5-year-old son and a 2-year-old, almost 3-year-old daughter. And she owns me. New mom. That shirt will be framed once you're a millionaire. Yeah. Especially if I wear it weeks before it happens. Spooky G's, Wild Locum. Are you going to send him a Christmas card or something? Hey, I mean, I should set up a P.O. box just so people can send me stuff. Although, I mean, with the way some people comment, I feel like somebody would send me a package of fentanyl or something. Angel Love in the house. Holy Toothbrush, thank you. Yeah, yeah. See, there's another good one. New mom. Chris, code word if you ever want us to put anyone in timeout of block. I mean, honestly, only if you want to. Like, I mean, you've got to let the trolls troll. I think it keeps it alive, because it doesn't faze me at all. Suede HTX, too poor for DAG right now. But with us both being in Dallas, I see us doing business in the future. Oh, you and DAG are both in Dallas. Awesome. Yeah, and I think Jake Claver was saying that post price appreciation, I think they're gonna bump it up to like 10 million in assets to be a member of DAG for a while, just because, I mean, the amount of new clients that they would have to manage if they accepted everyone that just had $1 million worth of XRP, which will be almost every XRP holder, I think in the next month or so. If they had to accept everyone, they couldn't do it. They don't have the manpower. So they're gonna have to raise that, and then they're gonna try to, like, you know, add more options in the future so that DAG can support eventually everyone is their goal. John's journey, not taking yourself seriously is huge freedom. I used to spend so much energy to look a certain way to society. Yeah. And now I'm just wearing this shirt and a robe, and I don't even bother to go spend XRP to get braces because I got punched in the face twice, and I'm just like, well, they rebuilt this. This broke. I'm over it. I've got a beautiful life already. I need to impress nobody. Done working. Christmas in July. Be ready, bro. Yeah, it's Cowboy Christmas. July is Cowboy Christmas. So not only did the Bearable Riddles always talk about cowboys and show cowboys, but they always talked about Christmas, and we're in Cowboy Christmas. And President Trump was being led by a bunch of cowboys that pretty much looked like direct representations of the Bearable cowboys. Shepard, hey Chris, how goes the battle? The battle in general? Or the battle for knowledge? Yeah, Shepard is in the house. And yeah, I'm excited to do a video tomorrow. I'm gonna do a rant video tomorrow because I had a couple comments on my channel. I was like, yeah, they don't get it. They don't get it. Spooky G's, I admire this live chat. Everyone's unique in their own way. Yeah, and there's a lot of cool people in here. And there will always be trolls. You gotta let the trolls be trolls. They have no life. They gotta do something. Brian Dyer, DAG, locking it down at $10, invite only. Yeah. And that was for the mastermind. So the mastermind, they're gonna lock it down at $10. But DAG will be available post price appreciation. Both not. I think I'm not going to shave until price appreciation. Well, you're gonna grow like an inch of stubble then. I mean, but what do you count as price appreciation? Because we just got a 10-cent pump. So, you gonna shave? How many of you became millionaires off that last 10-cent pump? Are you guys in the club where you only need XRP to go to $1 million a coin to become millionaires? Enchanted Shorts. Did you see NFA latest video with the Rough Riders? Then Trump yesterday get led by the Rough Riders. Wild. Yeah, it's like theater. It's really cool watching it play out. And that was a really cool scene in general too, like just seeing them, you know, lead the presidential parade. Like, none of the other presidents would be willing to do anything cool like that because they were worried about how they'd be seen, or they were too good for it or something like that. But President Trump, you know, like he does like the flybys at the Air Force One. He's got like he's a showman. He's a great showman, if he's anything. Monkey Deluxe is in the house. Are you in Jake's mastermind? Is it any good? I haven't been on there, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I've also heard that he talks about it too. He's willing to be a little bit more tinfoil hat in there. Like, he will come out and say things that he thinks could be the case, that he won't say on YouTube. So he kind of like airs himself out a little bit more in the mastermind. So you can get into the mastermind for like $2 for the first month if you want to check it out. Enchanted Shorts, exactly like theater. Yeah, it's wild. It's fun to watch it play out. It's fun to watch it play out and then have everything play out that way and then still have people comment and say we're wrong. Both not XRP. 4 to 500 is where I might sell a small amount. But honestly, I should wait until 1,000. Yeah. Like when we have the first mini moon, whether that's $10, $20, whatever, I intend to sell like 2% and just put that as like a cash buffer between me and the hollow bag. So then you're trying to wait, as long as you can. And because like, every time you sell one XRP, knowing inevitably it's going to go to $10,000 a coin and beyond, like when you sell one, you're like, okay, well, if I sold it at $100 or even $500, I'm going to give up that $9,500 in appreciation over the next year or two. And so, yeah, I mean, but if you need to sell some, if you got stuff to take care of, I just wouldn't sell some in the first like year if you can avoid it. I mean, a lot of people like I heard somebody on Jake Claver's live the other day, and he was asking him. He's like, "Yeah, I sold my house and I was paying down some debt and this other stuff, and then dollar cost averaging in XRP." And it's like, yeah, that's great, but it's like your debt was probably like anywhere between like 6 to 20% interest. So it's like if XRP is going to do 1,000x move or 1,000% move, then it's like that interest won't matter. So it's really kind of just like you do you, whatever you feel. Pray about it. You'll be guided on the way. New mom says that sunset is insane behind you, Chris. Wow, it took our 3-year-old to watch fireworks tonight. It was amazing. That's awesome. That's one of my favorite parts of 4th of July. Just getting to see the fireworks shows. It could be so beautiful. Our area doesn't have a fireworks show. I don't know why they don't. So we have to like go somewhere if we want to see big fireworks. But we usually just hang out with the friends and family, and then they light off small fireworks and stuff, which is fine. Enchanted Shorts. I keep my main bag on my cold wallet. I'll sell what I have on exchanges. Awesome. Yeah, good strategy, man. And then also look into Caleb and Brown. Like I don't have an account with Caleb and Brown, but I've heard from a couple people that I really trust in the space that they have a lot of liquidity. So like when there's a liquidity crisis and the price is gapping up and all this other stuff, if you want to have a shot of actually getting your cash out from what you choose to sell, it's probably worth it to call Caleb and Brown and just ask them because they're a broker. So the exchanges aren't a broker. The exchanges, they have limited liquidity pools, and so because they're not designed like a brokerage, whereas a brokerage has like massive liquidity pools to pull from. So yeah, I would contact them and see like how hard it is to do like an in-kind transfer from Coinbase or something, and then sell through them. Just so that there's no slippage. Like if you want to sell it like $100 and it's like gapping up and then it like slips back down to like 80, you don't want to like miss 20% of that move if it's like gapping and trying to reprice itself. So yeah, that's food for thought. I've never used them, but I've heard good things. John's Journey, we are mini pumping now. Yeah, this is the infinitesimal micro moon, and it's why I'm wearing this shirt because we just gained 10 cents. Spooky G's. Last year I've been telling my parents to sell their gold for XRP. They have like 60,000 of it, but they don't listen to me no matter how much I prove to them what's coming. These oldies, I tell you, yeah. When you get an older person set in their ways, nothing can move them. Only they can move themselves. But yeah, hopefully you've got like 100 XRP tucked aside for them. And then when price takes off, you can help them out. New mom, yeah, the actual holiday, we're in the house safe, nice. I def have my sell bag sitting on uphold, very nice. Good job, guys. Yeah, and then just have your hodl bag in cold storage, 1000%. Enchanted Shorts, a pump is when we smash all-time highs again. Yeah, that would be a good pump. I definitely feel like we'll blow through that, but that's just me. And the only reason I think that is not only do they want to leave a lot of retail behind, so they're not going to really park it somewhere low where retail can be like, oh shit, and then buy in. I think they really want to leave retail behind. And I think $10 to $20 a coin leaves a lot of retail behind because it makes it 10 to 20 times harder to accumulate. So they know some XRP holders will get wealthy. They know some of us will be hanging on to the very end, will die with XRP. They know that they can't shake us all out. They know that, but they're doing everything they can because it's really easy for them to shake most people out, including on the way up. So when the price is going up, they'll be counting on people to sell at like $20, $50. I mean, I'm talking about people that are going to sell their entire bag. If you want to sell like the percentage you have on Coinbase or Uphold, that's awesome. Do your own strategy. Make your life the best that it can be. Just never sell your like 80% hodl bag. Just let that be something that in the future you can just not only lean on, but like gain yield off of, borrow against if you need to. And it'll be the number one asset in the world, I believe. So many talk of selling $10 to $15. Yeah. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Moon Lambo. He's like one of the OG legends in the space, and he's got like, in my estimation, based on the way he talks, I'm guessing he's got like 500,000 or 1 million XRP, because he's been stacking for years. And he intends to sell at $8, and he thinks that there's gonna be like a bull run and then a cycle, and then he'll be able to buy back in again. And what he doesn't know is that the final phase for XRP will be them powering the system on, and there's not going to be another down cycle. So you're not going to be able to buy back in lower or buy back in at all once the supply shock happens that they're planning. So it's really sad to see. I mean, they'll do well, and I hope that the petrodollar doesn't die so much, and that they can diversify into other assets and really kind of set themselves up after they sell. But I couldn't ever imagine selling something that's only ever going to go up as they tokenize the entire world. Spooky G's. These oldies are like a rock on the shore. No matter how strong the wave is, the rock won't move. Yeah. And like 90% of that rock is like in the earth. Like only 10% shows up on top. And 90% like in the earth. Uh, Enchanted shorts. The buyback in won't happen. I agree. Yeah. They're gonna make it tier one asset. They're gonna make it well, they're gonna run out. And then even if you can buy back in, if you can find some, it's gonna be at a very, very high price. And even though it would make sense to try to, buy at those price points, I don't think you'll be able to very easily. Enchanted, not cheap anyway. Yeah, not cheap anyway, for sure. Yeah, I think I'm really fascinated with X Money because I think with how easy they made their 6% yield available on X Money just for like having any money in there, I'm very excited that they'll potentially do that with XRP as well, and that you'll be able to just have some XRP sitting there on X Money with FDIC insurance up to $10 million, and then gain like 6% or something. That would be really cool. So I think products like that are going to be available. Spooky. Ain't that the truth? I told my parents with my hands in the air, like, don't say I didn't tell you when this thing takes off. 24 hours later, my dad called asking, did you say XY? That's the most real story. I love it. I remember when I was first having a conversation with my mom and helping her buy some over the phone. I kept on like bugging her. I was like, okay, you're not getting like XPR, are you? Like you're not getting like XLM, you're not getting like XTC, like you're getting XRP, right? It's got like the little X on top and then an upside down. I was like describing it to her. She's like, God, I'm not dumb. I'm like, yeah, but I know like if you get the wrong one, like you can just miss out like on this. So yeah, like teaching old people to buy XRP is really fun. Spooky G's new mom, for real, when it takes off, the oldies will say, how can this be? Most of them won't even notice. They don't really keep up on crypto. They don't really keep up on, new things like that. Like, so they're really comfortable with their gold, their silver, and all this other stuff. They understand it. It's not new and freaky deaky. Like I had this woman that I was talking to that was a client of mine, and I was like, oh, this lady's so cool, and she was like, just like me in a lot of ways, and we looked at a lot of things in the same way in life, and so. But she was like one of the few people that in person I haven't felt convicted. Like I did not feel convicted to tell her about XRP, and I was like, I wonder why I don't feel convicted to tell this super cool one about XRP. And then like 10 minutes later, she goes, yeah, and I won't do anything digital. She's like, I don't have a like bank account. I just do cash. I have like, and stuff like that. And I was like, that's why I didn't have the feeling I should tell her. XYZ, a motorbike, ain't it? It could be. XYZ. I know there's a my nephew wants a Yamza electric bike. Chaucer, what's that e-bike you want? Yasma. Yeah, Yasma is an e-bike. Yeah. Make sure after, if you convince your parents to get some, make sure to look at what they got and make sure that it's actually XRP and tell them the price that it's at. Dude, that helps. That helps old people a lot. But there's a lot of old people in this space too. Brian Dyer, 1864. Got my father-in-law to get in, but it took him months to believe, and he asked his friend about it. Then found out his friend was in on XRP too. Now his friend and I talk all the time about it. That's a cool story. Yeah, some of the older people need a reference from somebody else that they trust that's similar to them before they're like, oh, okay, this isn't just my son-in-law being a nerd. End game is they bought a little bag, so I'm thankful, and yes, I'm secretly stacking more for them. Very nice. Yeah, so if they got like 100, I mean, not everyone is like a chosen one that's meant to hold like, you know, ass tons of XRP and change the world. I mean, if they have 100, they'll have enough for the rest of their lives, depending on what age they are. Swayed HTX, the money we make in perpetuity on this yield-bearing engine will outlive us and take care of our kids. Yeah, I believe so. That excites me more than anything, knowing my daughter will be a rich woman her whole life. Yeah, that's really cool. So your problem will be like just trying to steward her and guide her and keep her humble and, you know, making sure she's got all the right foundations and principles so that when she gets the money, she's not ruined by it. That's going to be the tough part. You don't want to turn her into like Paris Hilton. Spooky G's. The oldies are really into investment properties and believing everything on the news. And yeah, yes, they love the news. They gather around for the news. Both not XRP. I feel like my ex-girlfriend will smell my walls before I even know XRP has blown up. I should block her now. I mean, if you've got nothing to lose with that relationship, then sure. That's funny. But I mean, she also might just be like everyone else in the world and not even know what goes on. John's journey. If July runs out and nothing happens, would you feel some doubt also? No. Like I told you guys, when I made a live like a couple nights ago, I was like, I'm not trying to like call this. It's not important to me to like be one of the people that like called when it happens. I'm just trying to have everyone be as aware as I am of what I think is going on, why I think it could be July and all this other stuff. And, you know, I don't know what kind of moves they'll make. I've got like an anticipation for what kind of moves they'll make. But Bob Kellegg's at one point in time posted like July $10, August $50, and all this other stuff. So I mean, maybe like midway through July it's at $10, and then they pump it to like, you know, $50 towards the end of July. I mean, they can really do whatever they want. This is their game plan, their game plan. So just let it play out. Understand that the price and how fast it rises, nobody except for David Schwartz, and you know, obviously the Riddlers and stuff like that, nobody knows how they're gonna make it happen. Whether they park it at $10 to $20, let it cool off back to single digits, then shoot it to like 100. I mean, and then reverse carry trade happens, and then just, I mean, there are so many different theories as to how it plays out. You just have to understand that there's no way it can't play out now just because of how integrated Ripple is. Ripple is like the #1 company in crypto that's got like, you know, 30 banking licenses already. They're just getting started. And they've integrated with billion-dollar corporations all around the world. So it's all gonna play out regardless of when it plays out. And so I am not concerned if in July, you know, it doesn't happen for whatever reason. Just like, you can't look at it that way. Like, you can be trying to understand the way they think. You can be trying to understand their plan. You can understand that it's pre-planned, but you shouldn't need it to be a specific time for you to have the full conviction to understand it's their plan and it's inevitable. Let's see here. Well, it's not Swayed HTX bingo. Enchanted shorts. F that, if I die, I'll be buried with my wallet. I love that. You better not tell anyone that because they'll be digging up your grave. Future treasure hunters will search for my grave. You should attach like other skeleton pieces to your body when they bury you, so that like you look like you had like 6 arms and like 2 heads and like horns, so that when they find you and they find your crypto wallet, they'll be like, oh, this guy was like some sort of insane alien pirate. Bull's not XRP. She'll feel the disturbance in the force. Oh yeah. So I also thought it was interesting because you guys know how like David Schwartz, and then the Schwartz is in like Spaceballs, and they use the Schwartz to like flip the switch in the Spaceballs movie. Well, they're coming out with the second Spaceballs movie, and then Mel Gibson, who was like the director and like the creator of Spaceballs, he just turned 100 like a few days ago. I was like, well, I thought that was pretty significant that he hit a very significant age. And that it's very close to when this is all going to happen, and then Spaceballs and the Schwartz and the Switch. So I mean, there's so many like thousands of rabbit holes that it's impossible to keep up with them all. But it's just fascinating how it all is playing out. Enchanted shorts, can I buy you in a pirate costume? So when they find you, they can see buried. They look like buried treasure. You guys are awesome. Brian there, one crypto wallet Willie. That's a great pirate name, Crypto Pirates. Archer B, welcome. When this pops, it will be a wife-changing money. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, I'm not married, so I guess I'll get to keep it all. It'll be wife finding money for you. That's awesome. I love that comment. And thanks for being here. Shepherd, 10 more subs to 589. Woo woo. Yeah. I think it'll be really funny if on like the day we hit 589 subscribers, if we get like a good move on XRP's price. That would be hilarious. And then I would get to act like a Riddler. Enchanted shorts. I might put 100 XRP on a wallet and leave clues for treasure hunters. Oh shit, if you wait long enough, like you could probably put 10 on there and have like groups of people hunting it down. That would actually be really fun. That would be like a good promotion for your business. Put like 10 on there when it's like $1,000 a coin, and then just like give people clues and do a group treasure hunt. I mean, if you put 100 on there in the next year or two, I might be hunting down for hunting. Like, where is it, Enchanted Shorts? Where'd you put it? Remember me, the guy from YouTube? We go way back. Where is it? Keep it, keeper. Good to see you. Welcome. Has anyone ever asked your favorite word? What is a favorite of yours? Favorite word of mine? Gosh, that's a good question. I have a lot of favorite words. Gosh dang, I'm trying to think of my most favorite word. There's a lot of words that I really like. The first one that comes to my mind, because I can't think of them all right now, is precarious. Precarious is a cool word. I have a lot of favorite words. I'd have to think of them all. Imagine clues get released in 100 years. Oh gosh, so then in 100 years, 100 XRP would probably be $1 million a coin. Easy. Spooky G's, enchanted shorts. That's a good idea. Make a treasure hunt map, put it off online, make it difficult as well. Yes, please do that, guys. Please do that. Agape. Oh my gosh. My nephew is a Jesus nerd, and he just came over and showed me agape. That's his favorite word. Is that your favorite word? It's a cool word too. Yeah, it means like God's love. Perspicacious. Yes, Bolsnot, you are an Alphanim watcher. Perspicacious is Alphanim's favorite word, and I still haven't Googled what it means, but he says it all the time. He also says, God, he uses a lot of big words. Nefarious, perspicacious, nepotism. No, not. He uses a lot of big words. Spooky G's, I'd put 300 XRP in it. That's a big bag for just giving away and hiding. Enchanted Shorts, Spooky FS, Keeper Precarious. That's a keeper. Yeah, I like that word. God, there's a lot of words. I can't think of them right now. Brian Dyer, XRP is your favorite word. Is XRP a word though? Zerp, as my main man from my warehouse says, Zerp. Shine33777, welcome. Some will use the free time to develop the soul life. Yeah, that's awesome. I think there's a lot of people where just so many doors that you never imagined are gonna open in your life once money is not an issue for you, and it's gonna be so cool. Suede HTX, they will not know. Spooky G's, make sure the Tangum as well. You don't have to update that. You know what you could do? You could just bury like an aluminum stamped seed phrase, because that way they could just find that and then put it in a cold storage wallet. And that would be like impervious to weather and moisture if you buried it. A lot of cool ways to do it though. Bull's not XRP. It means extremely mental perception and the ability to see the hidden or something like that. Okay. Yeah, I was always picking up what he said, what he meant by perspicacious, like based on like the context, like whatever he used the word with. Nescient. That's another one of his favorite words. You guys gotta watch out for him. Nescient, perspicacious. Yeah, really cool guy. I don't have any cool words on my channel because I'm a high school dropout. Hey Joss.
Yeah.
Would you top my coffee off and microwave it for like a minute? While I just pour the rest of the coffee from the pot and then just microwave it for like a minute?
On your computer right now, if I were to.
Yeah, you can go on a computer. It's not connected to this. My Wi-Fi is still not working. The internet might not be working, no, Josh, so let me know if the internet's not working, because my Wi-Fi is not working. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna try to see if I can get my Wi-Fi. Oh, Wi-Fi is not gonna work. That's okay though. Spooky G's, I'll open a hot wallet and send the XRP into the wallet. I'll use the hot wallet as a seed phrase because I'm too cheap to buy a cold wallet. Oh, what would this channel be without Spooky G's, guys? Oh, you're too much fun, man. I cannot wait till we get to have our first XRP potluck. We'll all go meet somewhere warm. Rodney Rose is in the house, guys. I'm old and the chosen one. There's a lot of old chosen people. Had conviction instantly on XRP. Awesome. That sounds chosen to me. Learned a long time ago that most people in this world have no idea what's going on around them. Yeah, that's an eye-opener. Man, I gotta say 80% of the people in my life are that way. 20% of the people in my life or less are, thank you, sir, open, awake, aware, care that there's other things going on than the sports. It's kind of infuriating how few people care to look into just about anything other than normal life stuff. Enchanted Shorts. Fuck, I'm gonna do it when XRP pops, just like the hidden owl treasure hunt. Just tell me when you do it, and tell me where you're doing it. I want to be involved in that, because I will spend at that time when you do that 10 XRP and fly to try to go gain 90 XRP. And I'll do it first class. Both not XRP. I'm always trying to tell my older coworkers that the crazy stuff they show on Instagram is AI. Oh, they don't know it's AI. Oh no. Poor older people. And they refuse to believe it. They totally trust AI videos. Oh no, that's so sad. That's so awesome though. I love it. Spooky G's, Rodney is a chosen oldie. That's a good name. You could, yeah, that's a good name. Sweet HTX. Haven't watched 1 second of the NBA Finals or World Cup. This has consumed me. Yeah, me too. I'm also just not really that into sports in general. I'll watch them if they're on, but I don't let them like, I don't go seeking them out. They don't really take precedent in my life. Look, hunters 50 years to find the owl. It took hunters 50 years to find. Yeah, I mean, how cool would it be to make a time capsule? You know, the one thing you bury, and then like when people find it, like they're like, oh, this is like 80 years old, and then like, there's like a seed phrase, and it says seed phrase holding like 100 XRP or something like that, and by then it's worth like $1 million a coin, and they're like, you can't get XRP anymore. Only banks have XRP. What the hell? Like, there's only like 18 people left on the planet that hold XRP. Like 18 families that hold XRP. Like, what the hell? And, like, they open this thing, it's got 100 XRP, and that would be the coolest thing in the world. There's no way to guarantee that anyone would find it, but I mean, that would be a cool time capsule. Yeah, my wife's uncles thought Jake Claver was trying to talk to him yesterday. Like it's FaceTime. Old people. We don't deserve old people. They're too good. I wonder how Rodney Rose feels about all this chatter about old people. We're not talking about you, Rodney. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Oh, shit, that's so good. If you do a time capsule with XRP in it or seed phrase in it, you should shape it like a Bearable Guy's rocket, that purple one, and then that would be amazing. Rodney Rose needs to do background check for the potluck on all the people. Keep the scammers out of there. Yeah, I feel like we'll know who all the OGs are though when we do it. We'll have like a VIP potluck. Spooky G's telling old people about XRP. No, I like gold. Yeah, I mean, at least they hold gold and silver. I mean, at least, and a lot of the older folks own property as well. So, I mean, they'll do fine, and not everyone needs to be a part of some sort of crazy conspiracy, life-changing wealth thing. Enchanted shorts. Yeah, I remember chatting to Elon Musk for an hour once when he took a trip to India. That's really cool. Where were you chatting with him? That's really cool. Rodney Rose. I'm sorry, wouldn't change being old when I grew up. We were free, lived in Santa Barbara, had fun. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I'm like turning 38, and I actually really enjoy getting older. Like, I had a lot of fun being young and like experiencing all of those towards like high school and all of those stuff, and then like going through all those like crazy phases of life. But yeah, being like turning 38 and having a wife and 2 beautiful kids and like a business to run, and then getting to do deep dives on XRP, and then like share wisdom with like younger people, and like becoming to get into the point to where I could be like on boards of stuff and give counsel, and just from my experiences, it's a really cool stage of life. I don't really miss being like that young and dumb. Spooky G's, old people, XRP when it goes to 4 digits. How can this be? A lot of them, I feel like they won't even notice. Like, I don't even think they'll know. I don't think they'll know that like XRP even happened. Cause like, I mean, yeah, maybe it'll be announced on the news. So maybe they'll see like, oh, XRP was valued at like $1.13, and then it went to like $112. And I think they'll just sidestep it and look at it as like, oh, interesting. Because I mean, IPOs do that. Enchanted shorts, LOL, bro. Elon turned out to be an Indian scammer. Oh, okay. I thought you just like, I don't know, happened to be on the same plane as him or something like that. I was like, that's cool. Oh gosh. I will not insert racist things here. That's too good, guys. Yeah, it's nice to be here tonight because last night was such a different night. I was like moving stuff around and like working until like 12:30 at night, and it was brutal, and I was getting beat up physically. And now I'm just like with my lukewarm coffee and cozy blanket, hanging out. It's really nice. Brian Dyer announced on the news it will long gone. Yeah, yeah. When they're, you know, they did mention it on the news at the beginning of the year when it was pumping to like 240. It was mentioned on the news, and they were like, the hottest crypto trade this year is actually not Bitcoin, it's XRP, and then they stopped talking about it ever since then. Because I don't think they were supposed to talk about it or mention it, so they stopped talking about it. Bulls not XRP. My dad thinks I'm being scammed by Jamaicans. Oh man, bring him to the channel, man. I mean, not many Jamaicans talk like me, but that's awesome. I would love to hear on the Discord sometime how you described it to him for him to come to that conclusion. John's journey. Elon said that chess is just a game and he never lost. That's how you know he is just a face and not really smart. Could be a higher up entity in a human suit. Enchanted shorts. The XRP price glitches always make me wonder. Yeah, they're the only ones having the price glitches too in that fashion. So like when there's short order books and when they run out of XRP to allot to people, and they have to create like a new like wallet group with like a new memo or like refill the wallet or something like that of the stuff they have available to sell and allot to people. I think that's when those price spikes happen because like they technically run out during that period of time, and then it just gets filled back in from like some sort of algorithm that replenishes that wallet that they can then sell more XRP to people. I think during those moments, occasionally they've caught like a price wick. And I think it'll be very similar to what happens to XRP's price. It'll just look like a what the fuck type of situation. XRP Dreb, oh no, you're live again. I guess I have to buy more. I do it for you, man. I do it for you. I should do one 10 times a day. Get you stacked. If you guys don't know, XRP Dreb has vowed to buy 100 XRP every time I do a live, so that's why we do them. I actually didn't do one yesterday to save you. $100. Enchanted shorts. It's only XRP that glitches. Yeah, it is. They don't talk about any other coins glitching to insane prices because there's not as much interest in the other coins. There's always been a ton of interest in XRP. There always will be a ton of interest in XRP, and it'll be very, very soon. I mean, 70. You guys have probably seen this statistic that 74.1% of all XRP wallets, sorry, let me restart that. People holding 1 million XRP or more now control and hold 74.1% of the entire supply of XRP. So there can't be that much XRP left because there's a ton of wallets that hold less than 1 million. And so institutions have been buying and gobbling it up in preparation for this big move, and it's just a matter of time. Am I Elvin? Josh Jennings, welcome. Am I Elvin? Could be. I'm very lightweight, stronger than I look, and very good with bow and arrow. So I just don't have long hair. Spooky G's, both not, bro. All dads are the same. My dad, who came here 30 years ago, he cares more about politics in his home country than Canada. Like, bro, we live here, who cares? Oh man, that's funny. Yeah. So you guys are Canadian. My dad's Canadian. He has his permanent resident alien card. Enchanted shorts. It's strange. The holistic sleep coach. Hey, you're back in the house. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, yeah, the video I shared about Kendra Hill. So that was the only video that I watched about Kendra Hill. So I don't know what became of her. But she is probably still around waiting for XRP to hit $50. She said she was waiting for XRP to hit $50. She was going to sell some. But yeah, that was a really fascinating because like it was funny to me that all of the things that was talked about in that video are things that I've already discussed and explained in theory, and then to have somebody else come out with just like saying they have a notebook with all this information and that it was confirming a lot of those things that I said, and then also talking about Flare, how important Flare will be in the future. Really awesome video, and I think it was Madav on our channel that kept on asking me if I'd looked up Kendra Hill, so I finally did, and that was very fascinating. So I'll probably watch a couple more videos on it, but it's pretty cool. Bullsnat XRP, XRP Digital Gold, and then Lumen Digital Silver. Yeah, from that video. Yeah, it's. I mean that makes sense. XRP is going to be the heavy liquidity asset, and XLM is going to be like the super tokenized utility asset. You know, who knows how it's all going to play out, but that's a gist. Bullsnat, LOL. He just never heard me speak about anything related to crypto, so he's just thinking I'm being conned. He also thinks this whole opportunity is too good to be true. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do a video on that. This whole opportunity with the XRP ledger is the most unrealistic thing on the planet. It's the most too good to be true opportunity if you see it, and that shouldn't be a reason as to not to hold it. You know, just because everything else in your life has never gone this well or will not go as well as the XRP price appreciation and holding it does not mean that it is not going to happen, because it's going to happen with or without you. It's not based on anything that you do, and it has nothing to do with you. So that is like what gives you the guarantee that it's going to happen, because you are not a proponent in it. You do not affect it. You could buy 1 million XRP today, it wouldn't move the price. So like all those people that come at XRP Army, come at XRP holders with all the FUD and hatred, I'm just like, why do they care so much? You know, like they're out here trying to like talk shit and like act like they're saving us and stuff like that. And like, we're the ones who have seen some shit. We're the ones who have, you know, done the research and seen that it's hidden in plain sight and just written on the walls. Like, you guys don't get it. So why don't you worry about yourselves? Like, come after XRP Army like all day. Like, it's easy to act like you've been right the whole time because all the other coins have higher prices until they don't. And then it's easy to act like you're right until, you know, XRP finally gets turned on. Then what? You know, then what? You were just wrong, and now you're just gonna skedaddle away. Yeah, it's really, really frustrating. LOL. So he thinks it's you're being conned. Yeah, that was It's just really tough to explain to people. They either see it or they don't. John's journey. Why we can't affect the price? If I was a billionaire and I throw in like 10 billion now, wouldn't that would move the price? I don't imagine that we have too many people with 10 billion ready to throw into crypto tonight on the channel. I could be wrong, but yes, 10 billion would move the charts. 1000%. Los Amos, I can't believe what my eyes see. A human. Yeah, I am very human. Welcome to the channel. Enchanted Shorts. I am off out of chat now, but we'll continue watching on PS5. Awesome, dude. Yeah, sounds like a good night for gaming. I might hop on some games later too. I play Smite, Battleground of the Gods, and I spent 15 years playing that game, and I think I had like 4,000 hours in that game. Like, I love that game. That game almost gave me carpal tunnel. But yeah, that's my jam. So I love Smite. And I'm like one of those like one-hit wonders. Like, I'll play like one game and that's it. Headley Lanford, welcome. Played Pragmata last night. Super fun. Haven't heard of that one. Anyone in here an old Halo buff? Halo 1 with the pistol headshots? Or the 360 sniper no scope? That was so good. Watching somebody on Halo try to do a 360 no scope was always the best. the Holistic Sleep Coach. Did anyone happen to catch BC Backers live a few days ago when he said he expects the price to go to $7 to $8 and that he'll be taking profits then? Thought that was interesting. Yeah, so you've got to take what the chart analysts say with a grain of salt. Because most of the chart analysts, if not all of the chart analysts, they see every single cryptocurrency as a speculative asset. They see it as something that is investor driven. They see it as something where there's going to be traditional bull markets and bear markets, and they're sure as piss not calculating for the inevitable supply shock as well. So, yeah, I mean, blockchain backer taking profits at $7 $8 because he's a trader and like a day trader, that won't hurt him at all. Could he potentially miss out on a lot of the higher moves because he doesn't see those coming because he's just a chart analyst? Yes. But I think he'll still do well. And we just kind of have to let the chart analysts be chart analysts because they only know charts. So if they're missing like Chart Nerd on X, like I battle with him every once in a while because he only sees the chart. And I think that's the incorrect way to look at it. So like you can use charts to see what XRP has done, but since the charts are all a pre-controlled psyop anyways and controlled by BlackRock supercomputer, like to rely on the charts for your future moves for everything you do with XRP and not know that all this stuff is coming and being integrated and that they've already consumed the world and that they've got 30 different banking licenses and they've been going around telling people to plan for years and they're going to like power it on during a liquidity crisis. I mean, not knowing all that is a big mistake. And so, yeah, he might sell some at $7 to $8, but that I wouldn't follow a chart analyst for when to buy and sell because the move on XRP is going to be so ridiculous that it will be impossible to trace with charts. John's Journey, Los Somos subscribed. This became my favorite XRP channel from day one. So sick of the clickbaiter and the pros. Yeah. And I was actually, speaking to that, I was on YouTube today about midday and I was like, well, I already watched Digital Asset Investors video. I already watched Digital Perspectives. And then I was like, man, I'm kind of, there's nothing I can watch, really, because I had already kind of gone through the main people that I watch and the people that really understand the space and aren't just out there constantly doing chatter about the Clarity Act and bullshit like that. That doesn't really matter. Just drives me nuts to just hear people like continually talk about the Clarity Act. I'm like, no one fucking cares about the Clarity Act. It'll happen to add fuel to the bonfire. That's it. And so it's really, it's frustrating because I was like, man, I only listened to like 2 or 3 videos today because there's just so little real content out there. So yeah, to that point, I am grateful that I have my own channel to go to and share with you guys and talk with you guys because otherwise I'd be bored in the space. Man with Taste 589, welcome. Happy 250th America. Just moon XRP already. Yeah, you type that enough in the comments, that'll do it. Just spam post David Schwartz. Tell him to trip on the switch or something like that. Enchanted Shorts, just quickly, I'm addicted to Fortnite, brah. I tried Fortnite a couple of times. I didn't play long enough to get good at it, but it was definitely a cool, fun game. I thought it was really cool when they brought Thanos into it. That was a pretty cool game aspect that they did. My nephew actually plays it on his phone. He got pretty good on his phone. John's Journey, 578 subs, 11 more for the pump to begin. Yes, it will all be like David Schwartz is actually watching my channel and waiting for us to hit 589 subscribers. And he's like, oh, finally, these idiots who can send it. Enchanted Shorts, imagine gaining access to Aladdin. See ya. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I'd be smart enough to know how to control Aladdin because I doubt you can just go to Aladdin and just go like beep boop beep XRP set price. Maybe you can. Maybe you can probably talk to it actually if it's a supercomputer and BlackRock type of money. And they have AI now. Yeah, you can probably just go down to the Larry Fink can go down to the basement and be like, hey, super nerd, turn XRP up to $12, and then it'll just like AI bot algorithm will just send it decouple casually. So many people don't even believe that can happen. It's 1000% possible. Shepard, I do survival, crafting, building games for the most part these days. Oh, building games. Because so like, okay, Ark, Conan, Icarus, 7 Days to Die, Daisy, Rust, the Forest. Are you doing all that so that you'll have like pre-planned mental preparation for like when we have Mad Max in this world? That's pretty smart. Learning how to do survival stuff. Elevator has guide rail. That's a cool name, dude. Happy 4th of July, guys. Yeah, happy 250th to you guys. Man with taste. I always watch you live afterwards, man, because of the time difference. Oh, awesome. Yeah, where are you from then? The time difference must be pretty extreme for that. And I have been trying to do a live in the evening and a live in the morning, but the past few days I haven't been able to do one in the morning, because like they've been kind of crazy with business and stuff, and I gotta get going. So some days is harder than others, but I have been trying to do a morning and an evening live, because I know people have different schedules, and I want to be available to, because I just love answering people's questions, even if they're about my ears and if I'm an elf, and my teeth, whether I brush them today, or my hair if I'm a lesbian, which all happened tonight. So I mean, I love answering people's questions. I'm an open book, and it's really fun. Elevator has guide rails. Says happy birthday to America. Yeah, 1000%. Oh, so you're in the UK. Okay, sweet. Okay, so yeah, so 6:30 a.m. there, 10:30 here. Yeah, I went to London for the first time. Oh, Prob's in the house. Prob HT. Yeah, we went to London about a year and a half ago for a friend's wedding, my wife's friend from school, and it was super cool. And the wedding was at like this beautiful venue that had like, the brick, and it was huge, and like our room that we got to rent from that building, that manor, was like probably a like 900 square feet room. It was really, really cool. Really good experience. So UK is awesome. Any thoughts on the IMF price set theory? So I side with and lean with Jake Claver on that one, in the sense that I believe that the price and XRP will be a very flexible asset for a reason. Because as the world economy grows and as AI productivity increases, robotics increases, the productivity level is going to like 100x over the next 20, 30 years. So with all of the global economy and just everything, like M2 money supply being able to grow to that capacity to support all of those different things, I don't think that they're it would not benefit them to set the price of XRP to anything. And it's also why I'm not hoping that they back XRP by gold, because I think XRP will become more powerful, more flexible, because anything tokenized will run across XRP. And so you wouldn't want to limit it to gold's price or set it and then limit it there. You want it to be flexible, and it will always be going up over time at different stages of when they tokenize the rest of the world. And eventually they'll tokenize space and stuff like that, and Starlink. John's journey. When XRP takes off, the live must be a marathon 24/7 till $1,000. Uh, 'cause based on my theory of how it goes to 10 to 20, cools off, and then like maybe a couple weeks later it goes to like 100 plus. I don't know if I could stay. Half the live would just be me just like people still on, hanging in there. Happy 250th anniversary. Yeah, to you too. Happy birthday, America. Oh yeah, because actually Eastern time we're already on the 4th of July. So yes, happy anniversary. Happy birthday, America. Cable Dog, you look returned to the Dollar General. You look returned to the Dollar. It took me a while to get that. That was an awesome comment, Cable Dog. Thanks for coming in with that. Man with Taste 589. It's 11 a.m. right now in India. Remember my comment where I said 1 USD is 94 rupees? Oh, okay. So it's harder for me to accumulate. Okay. Did you change your name? Or was that always your name? I forget whether that was your name or not. It might have been. Yeah, but 1 USD 94 rupees. Yeah, and you got some XRP from your uncle. That's awesome. So you are kicking butt over there. And your dream was to move to, was it New Zealand? Trying to remember. Cable Dog has to be California. Is your wife the man? In a lot of ways, yes. In a lot of ways, yes. She is bossy. Both not. Doesn't need to be a certain price just to settle value quickly. So it needs to be a high stable price. It doesn't have to be a set price. So if it's $1,600 per coin and they're transacting global transactions on it, it transacts within 3 to 5 seconds. So even if it goes from $1,600 to $1,598 in a matter of those 3 to 5 seconds, the transfer will still succeed. The validation of the value of the tokenized asset will succeed, and with minimal slippage. And so that's the whole point. So it doesn't have to be set at anything. It can just be as high stable price so that the percentage of slippage is so low during that 3-second transaction that it doesn't hurt the transaction. Cable Dog, glad you can take a joke. You're a good shit. I appreciate that. I hope I'm great shit. I have, let me put it this way. A long time ago, because I've been called weird my entire life, a long time ago, my self-image decoupled from anything to do with myself and how I look, what I look like, why I look like. I've been through a lot of shit in life. I got punched in the face here, and my teeth got crooked, and then I forgot to wear my retainer, and then like I got punched here by sucker punched by a kid I never met in high school. My face caved in. They had to rebuild it. There's a titanium plate here. I've been through depression. And I appreciate humor way more than seriousness. Like I can be serious when it matters, but I would always rather choose humor over something serious. So I appreciate you coming on and just saying something really random and funny. That was awesome. Let's see here. Where was I? Bull's not. Cable Dog needs a hug. He might, or he might just be bored, honestly. I mean, Cable Dog sounds like a cool guy. He just might be, he might just go from channel to channel and see if people react to what he says. And that's funny to me. I love a good troll. Man with Taste 589, that was always my name, and yes, New Zealand man. Yeah, XRP versus Bitcoin, the greatest showdown video, is one of the most iconic videos I've ever seen in this space ever. Really appreciate that. I put a lot into that video, and that was kind of like where I was like, okay, if anyone's gonna catch it, it's gonna be from this information here. I have downloaded it and archived it. Awesome, that's really cool to hear. Yeah, that was our most watched video, and we're running out of time before XRP takes off, but it was super cool to have been able to make that, I think, just in time for maybe 100 more people to catch it and not miss it. Cable Dog, ex-soldier, don't sleep. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for serving. You're a badass, so you can say whatever you want. XRP Drab, will Bitcoin go below 10,000 when XRP rises? Let me put it this way. I think they wouldn't have called XRP the Phoenix coin if Bitcoin was gonna go to under 10,000 and then come back up and go to like $1 million. I think they would have called Bitcoin the Phoenix coin if that was gonna happen. So because XRP is the Phoenix coin and they intend to drain all the liquidity from 98% of other cryptos and then pour it all into the XRP ledger, because of that plan, I think Bitcoin doesn't really have a space in the future. And that's just my opinion. There's a lot of people that think Bitcoin, even if it crashes, will recover, and that could be the case. But to what degree it ever recovers, I don't know. If they move Satoshi's wallet and dump it or convert it to XRP, if all of a sudden some big players start coming out like Eric Trump and other people, and they start like converting their Bitcoin to XRP based on some announcement. If Michael Saylor when Michael Saylor gets liquidated, all of those things could make Bitcoin look very, very unattractive and unappealing. And if XRP is rising during that time and on its way past $100 and on its way up, I could see a lot of, really Bitcoin diehards just being like, okay, fuck it. I guess Bitcoin's not gonna live on anymore, and it'll be a hard pill for them to swallow. But it's also why I've made so many videos trying to warn people that that might happen, or I think it will happen. Man with taste. Yeah, man. Took debt, but already paid off with my salary now. I am officially in top 10% of wallets. Dude, congratulations, dude. That is awesome. If you are a dude, in fact, if you're a woman, I apologize, but that's awesome. You are knocking it out of the park, and you are probably like top 1% in India. So that is really cool, man. Good for you. And I cannot wait to hear in the future that you successfully made it to New Zealand and are enjoying life there. Prob HT, what happened to stocks going 24/5? Looks like it never happened. So I think, so they announced it, and they're still intending to do it, but kind of like Jake Claver said, they have to have the price of XRP higher. So with institutions like the DTCC and other stuff, they can announce stuff and then still like wait till they're ready to do it. So, because let me put it this way. Right now, nobody is significantly hurt if they're not 24/5. Now, when the Japan carry trade unwinds and they need like control of liquidity during a liquidity crisis, then yes, it'll be far more important for them to go 24/5 in the markets. So they might be waiting for that. They might be waiting for the price of XRP to take off, knowing that that's the patented ledger that they intend to use with the DTCC, which is, according to Kendra Hill, XRP's main target is the DTCC. And so, yeah, I think they might be waiting until the pre-planned pump for XRP to like $10, $20 and above, and I think they can start using it because it's a pilot. And then in the middle of July, supposed to see some more action with the DTCC. So they are still intending to do that. Yeah, they are just taking their sweet time because they can do it whenever they want. XRPL can save BTC. GoDaddy, good to have you. Welcome. Oh, and I saw you commenting on YouTube earlier. Awesome. XRPL can save BTC. So yeah, so I think BTC can run on XRP, and then become a safe ledger and no longer be at risk for quantum and no longer require so much energy to mine and all that other stuff. But I will say I'm not sure that it wasn't always just a pre-planned distraction to keep most people from seeing the real true plan of XRP, as they suppressed and smothered XRP under $5 a coin for 14 years, let Bitcoin look really attractive for a long time, and then just let it die and have XRP be the one at the end that takes off. That's a really good way to shake people out. So I don't think that they ever really intended long term for Bitcoin to be something that people were in love with and obsessed with. But they did use it for a while to be like the attractive red ruby in like the Cave of Wonders with Aladdin that the monkey grabs and he's like, ooh, it's so big and shiny. And then it ends up being the lamp. That is the only thing. John's journey. It's so obvious that Bitcoin cannot be used. What do people like in it? So most of the Bitcoin maxis, to be fair, they're you gotta give them this. Most of the Bitcoin maxis in the space, they are the original crypto OGs. So as far as people being in the space, they were kind of like the pioneers, and a lot of them created a lot of wealth from Bitcoin. So they feel a natural sentiment and attachment to Bitcoin, and they've been ingrained in their head through their community, through other people in the community, that like Bitcoin's decentralized and that Satoshi's just some sort of rogue cool guy, like a ninja that made Bitcoin, and that it's never gonna go, down in price, and that, the value's only gonna go up because there's only ever gonna be 21 million coins. And so like, I mean, the mantra behind Bitcoin, I understand it, but even with understanding why they're so obsessed with it, why they're so in love with it, why they still hang on to that dream, I was grateful enough that I never got caught up in that. And I was able to see the XRP ledger for what it was. And then every single deep dive that I went down, I was like, well, everything points to XRP ledger. Like, and like I've said in my other videos, like, I don't care about XRP. I mean, if it was Solana, I would tell you. If it was everything, every deep dive I did was pointing to Ethereum, I'd be the first person to tell you. If it was XDC, I would tell you. And so, because I don't really care about crypto in general, I just did deep dives about it, and it was like everything points towards XRP. This is their plan for one world reserve currency. I think that's why a lot of Bitcoin maxis just can't let go. And it's sad because a lot of them will be ruined if they hold on for too long before switching into other utility tokens. And that's just the way life goes sometimes. So it's really, really sad. XRP Dreb, scams on Twitter is cooked, lol. Yeah, he's gonna lose so much this year because he's betting on everyone that Bitcoin's gonna continue to outperform XRP, and it's not a safe bet anymore. That was a safe bet a few years ago, not a safe bet now. Evie Lu Tiak, I am butchering that name. Go Pikecoin. Man with taste. My dream car is a manual 2-liter Mazda 3 hatch and a road legal Ferrari 458 Italia converted to GT3, just like Danny Park's red one from California. Chris, you should definitely check out the cinematics. That's awesome. Those are really good dream cars. Yeah, the Mazda 3 one is pretty cool too, because if you've got a Ferrari 458 in the garage and you choose to drive a manual 2-liter Mazda 3, you're kind of a badass. John's journey. I saw Bitcoin from the start and didn't invest because I didn't see anything useful. And of course it went up, but still it's not useful in reality. Yeah. And I saw the appeal of Bitcoin when I first got in. And I think there was a period in time when I had like $100 in Bitcoin because I was like, oh, I'll hold on to this just for nostalgia, just because it was like the, everyone's into it and stuff like that. But I really learned over the period of time that I was like, okay, well, I'm one of the few people on the planet that knows their plan. I know that the XRP ledger is the only one that can pull off their plan. And because of that information, it makes no sense for me to hold an asset that was not the point in the first place. And so I just, I don't hold anything else but XRP right now until XRP makes a pretty significant move. Then I'll look at the other utility tokens like a buffet, and I will be buying up all the Flare I can, XLM, XDC, HBAR, Quant, Chainlink, Stronghold, SHX, and there's others. But yeah, there's a lot of good utility tokens. Man with taste. I know your dream car is also a Ferrari. Was it aftermarket, gated, manual, converted? So it's F430 is the one that I'm after. Because even though the F40 is amazing, I think they're like 1.2 million now. So my dream car, based on the way it looks, sounds, and then the interior, how beautiful it is, and I've always been a fan of Ferrari, even though I think, Ferrari owners get like a little bit of flack for looking like kind of snobbish, but so be it. I mean, it's going to be an older 20-year-old Ferrari, so it's not going to be like I'm just trying to show off. It'll be a nice car, but I want the gunmetal, and then a converted 6-speed manual, because if you get the original gated 6-speed manual now, they're over $200,000. Whereas if you get a 2006 with higher mileage, like above 50,000 miles, and it's converted to a gated 6-speed manual, you're looking at like 110. So almost half the price. So it's and I just want it to drive and enjoy and look at. So I don't really care what anyone else thinks of it or what its value is. Man, Frate is in the house. Frate Soli. Hey brother, hope all has been well. Happy 4th. Happy 4th to you too. I got some cold coffee now. I can cheers to you. Yeah, 250 years, guys, of living with gun rights and bacon. Enchanted shorts, fuck cars, invest in properties. Yeah, so on that note, I will say XRP as it grows the rest of your life, you'll never be able to find another asset that outperforms XRP. So you can invest in other things, and properties are awesome and stuff like that. And you can become like a mogul. Nothing wrong with that. But like the amount of quality of life and joy I'd receive in driving like a Ferrari F430, like the exact one I've wanted since I was like, 20, would far outperform even if I gained 10-15% of overall wealth in properties based on that money, just because, yeah, life's too short. But that's awesome that properties are a great thing to invest in. Bolsnot XRP, new pickup truck for me. Stealth wealth all the way over here. I think I'm paranoid, but at least get power windows, right? XRP Drab, C7 Vet Z06. Beautiful. And C7, is the C8 the new one mid-engine? Or is the C7 the mid-engine one? Is the C7 Z06 like the Stingray? Like with the lip and all the accents and like the vents, the fender vents and then the hood vents. That's a sick car. Yeah, so I do like the way that like the 2017 Corvettes looked better than like the brand new ones, but I think it's cool that they did a mid-engine one for like just maximum performance. Enchanted shorts. I'm more of an off-roader to be honest. Oh, cool. So Overlander for you. So probably like a Toyota Hilux or maybe the new 4Runner kitted out to the max with the roof tent. Prob HT, have you seen the Titan 888, the Simpsons decode? I haven't seen that one. Or if I have, I don't recognize it based on the name, but I have, on XRP. Oh, I'll try to look that up. Because there's a lot of Simpsons decodes for, I mean, like you saw like one of the guys was handing a girl named April like the ledger, in the Simpsons, like a nano ledger. Man with Taste 589, Chris, you and Professor Crypto Phoenix 777 made me buy more XRP and pushed me. His administrative repricing to 135,000 video is mind-blowingly structural, like he works with the BIS or something. Yeah, I've heard a lot of great things about him, and I cannot wait to listen to more of his content. I probably should, because it's been a little dry lately on the YouTube XRP community. So like there's like not a lot of stuff to listen to. So that's why I should listen to some of his videos more. I subscribe to him. Just have to click on more of his videos because yeah, I'm very interested in his point of views and perspectives. He really seems to get like the overall global economy and stuff. Ryan WS is in the house, guys, watching live while camping out in Mammoth. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, God bless XRP. That's awesome. Yeah, we're going camping Monday through Wednesday. So that might be kind of cool. I might be camping and then glance at the XRP price and it might be like $10+ or something like that. That'd be really cool. Enchanted shorts, race quads, and Moto X dirt bikes. Oh, cool. Yeah, my one of my best friends, actually the guy who told me about XRP the first time, just like by happenstance, that made me deep dive it. He does a lot of quads and side-by-sides and dirt bikes, so I don't even need to own any. I can just go over to his house whenever I want and ride stuff, but I'm not as into that stuff as the average person because I'm kind of bad at riding motorcycles. How's that soccer game going, Joss? Hey, Joss. How much longer does that game have?
Huh?
How much longer does that game have?
12 seconds.
Okay. Can you grab the cell phone charger from the kitchen and bring it over to me with the extension cord over here just when you're done with that game? 'Cause I'm at like 4% battery.
The gray one?
The white one?
Yeah.
The white one that's plugged into the wall like above the cookies. Above the cupcake. That's awesome though. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love cars. I've always been obsessed with cars, but I never really got into like the off-road stuff as much.
Is he gonna reach?
Can you just hand me that extension cord?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, is that as far as it goes?
Yeah.
That's pathetic. Oh, maybe plug it in over here instead of that nightlight.
there an outlet here?
Probably because we had nowhere else to put it. Thumbs up. All right, we are charging now. Oh, gotta move my phone up a little bit to charge. Here we go. Gonna put this up like that. And go. Sorry, I'm just trying to plug in my phone here, and it's like on my tripod. Here we go. There we go. Okay. We got down to 2% batter, and we are charging. Man with taste. My father and I will sell a very small portion at 1,000 to clear all debts. Awesome. And then I have told my family to wait at least 2 years before making any move. Very wise. I hope they listen to you. No selling, only yields all the way, baby. Yeah, that's the way to do it. That's going to be the way to play it. There will be a lot of people. Let me put it this way. I feel like most of the people that will sell into the fiat currencies, like the dollar or rupee or, you know, whatever your currency is, like, I feel like most of the people that are going to sell into that currency, like, when price goes up, I feel like they don't really get XRP, and they can't really comprehend, or at least believe or have the conviction to understand that this is the new financial system. So we're going to be leaving the old financial system. Cash was king for, like, you know, the last couple hundred years. And then, you know, moving forward in the new system with AI and all this technology and all this other stuff and the digital system, XRP is going to be the king of that realm. And it will only ever go up. Its value will only ever go up. And so, yeah. And, you know, I can scream it from the rooftops, but there will be people that will just sell like 80 or 100% of their bag when XRP hits like $100 a coin, and they will be considered wealthy and they will have a lot of money and fiat and stuff like that. But the second you cut the umbilical cord on your XRP and convert it into cash, I don't even think you'll be able to buy back in, and you'll miss out on all the yield gains, yield generation. You'll miss out on, you know, the ability to borrow against that asset instead of paying the taxes on selling. And so, yeah, it's a little frustrating to know in my heart that most people are going to sell and give up their XRP for fiat currency, but that's just, you know, human nature. They either didn't have enough time or research to do like a deep dive and figure out like, oh, this is the future. Like, this will always be more valuable than fiat. This will always be more desirable than like cash. This will always be more desirable than the US dollar. And so, yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow. And I just wish everyone well, and I hope that they, at least when they do sell their XRP, they buy like physical silver and gold and properties and stuff like that, so that they can, you know, turn that money into something that will grow as well. Even though I think a lot of people will sell when XRP is like $10 to $20 or $100, and then they'll watch it over the next years as they sold go to like $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 a coin, and they'll just be kicking themselves because they'll do the math in their head how much money they missed out on, and I'll feel bad for them. But I mean, yes, man, if we look at this from that perspective, if someone is willing to wait a couple of years, they actually don't need more than 500 to me, 1,000 XRP to really enjoy life and serve God and community. Yeah. And I've kind of always tried to make a point on my channel to explain to people that, like, I really don't think you need much more than 1,000 XRP. Everything that you stack beyond 1,000 XRP, like that initial 1,000, everything you stack beyond that is for like friends, family, future charities, supporting your church, people that you'll run into in your life in the future that you'll wish you could help, that you will be able to help because you stacked extra. So there are a lot of people that have a lot of big dreams for themselves, and so they'll require a lot of money just for themselves, which is cool too. But yeah, I've always tried to make a point to let people know that, like, you know, I'd rather you hold 1,000 than none. And there are some people that can't wrap their head around, you know, really big picture for XRP, why they should hold more. And so I just try to give them just enough to let it be a financial protective layer over their family for the rest of their lives. And I think that's 1,000 XRP if you don't sell. especially if you can just put it on X money and gain 6% annually. Like, you know, if your XRP goes to like $5 to $7 million in the next year or two, and you just put that on X money and it's federally insured up to like $10 million and you're gaining 6% off of that. I mean, they've already announced they're going to give 6% on X money. So if they're going to give 6% on just regular dollars, they might give you 8% on XRP because it's going to be such a desirable rare asset after supply shock and after all the institutions in the world power on. So I mean, you might be in a situation where you're getting 10% yield off of just storing some XRP on X and living off of that. And that would be, I think, a pretty cool thing. XRP Dreb. I'm trying to figure out what to buy my friends after price appreciation. Only one of my friends has listened. He bought 3,500 XRP, but doesn't know what he truly holds. He's hoping for 10 by end of year. Okay, well, he's about to be in a world for surprise. I would highly encourage him. Maybe share with your friends a couple of my videos, like Bitcoin versus XRP, or like one video that I made that I was really proud of because it helps people that get stuck on market cap was like my video about like market cap will not determine the price per XRP, because a lot of people get hung up on that. Like $100 trillion has to go into XRP just to get it to this price. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's just the last price that XRP sold for times the circulating supply. That's the market cap of XRP. So it's like if the last bid, because they ran out, was $184 for XRP because they can't find it anywhere, then the market cap for XRP is 184 times 60 something billion. And if they release the escrow and allot that around the world, then, you know, it's that price times 100 billion XRP. So, I mean, it's really not that hard to see the market cap going to 50 to 100 trillion very soon, just because the market cap will not have been from an event in which 100 trillion was pumped into the XRP ledger. It's just the market cap will read that because the price per XRP is now $300 a coin, and then there's 100 billion supply. So it's yeah, not something to get hung up on. He's also getting married in December. I think he's gonna set his family up well with 3,500 XRP. He's gonna set his family up very, very well. Just be on him about not selling. Like try to help him understand if he can watch my videos or whatever. Try to help him understand that selling will be the only way to lose. Even if the price goes up to $100 a coin, selling will be the only way to lose on that asset. Man with taste. End of year 2018 in Ethiopian calendar is September 10th, and Riddler said 589 by end of year 2018. Chris, you think it is July or September? I know you don't have a crystal ball, but do you think it will extend to 2027? So, in my belief, after all the things that I've researched, I believe July is the month where we see our first major move for XRP, whether that be $10, $20, or 100 plus. I'm kind of leaning towards the higher side just because we have the event of the Japanese carry trade also unwinding around the time when they intend to do this. So we're likely to see like $50 to $100 plus by end of July. And then it will continue on upwards through August, through September, through August, through October, and it'll be growing that entire time. Because once they power it on, you know, you saw that riddle from Mr. Poole that says like, go up and never stop. That's how the asset's gonna work, because they're always gonna be adding more real world assets to the ledger and tokenizing it and adding that onto the ledger. They're always gonna be adding more, you know, institutions and governments and you know, it'll be growing globally over time. So they'll initially power it on, which will take a fuck ton of liquidity, and then supply shock. And then once they do that, then it's just really just over time, just gonna keep on growing. And some days you might see XRP just kind of hang out where it's at, like when it's like at $150 a coin, it might just hang out there for a few weeks. And then you might like see it just like gap up to like $180, $250 a coin. I mean, just because they're gonna be tokenizing everything. And so over a period of time, you'll be able to watch this asset grow you'll be able to be like, oh, I remember back when XRP was like $1 a coin and it's at like $864 now. And so, um, like I said, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with anything you have planned, and you cannot do anything to change it or make it happen sooner or in a different way. So it's going to happen. So when it happens, just being attached to that will be a really cool thing to watch over time. So I just hope that that guy's friend doesn't sell. But yeah, I see it growing all the way. XRP Dreb Riddlers say easy as 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And easy as 1, 2, 3 means so many different things. Like for me, after a couple thousand hours of research, after like 8 months in this space of just really going like full speed ahead, just like gobbling up all the information I can find about crypto and the XRP ledger. I think if there was like a big white wall, I have a big like white wall in my house here, like it's like written on the wall in bright pink letters with glitter that it's XRP is the chosen ledger. XRP is like the new one world reserve currency. It's the only one that can do it, and the price will always go up. And once they power it on, it'll be a very rapid move, and then it'll always go up from there. So like that's as easy as 1, 2, 3 to me. And then I think another reason that they say as easy as 1, 2, 3, they use that for different dates and codes and stuff. But when you look back at XRP's parabolic run and rise to be powered on, in hindsight, it will look as easy as 1, 2, 3. It will be like, oh, because once they come out and announce all the things that they're not announcing yet, once they come out and announce all the things that they've been hiding for like years, like 14 years, once they come out and announce like, oh, BlackRock intends to use the XRP ledger to tokenize the entire world and all the real world assets are going to be slapped onto the XRP ledger, like Donald Trump has a deal with Ripple and they're going to receive $1 billion in escrow from Ripple for XRP, and then when XRP's price takes off, they're going to pay off the national debt. Stuff like that will happen over the next, months coming up here. And as these announcements get made, and more announcements like MasterCard being partnered with Ripple and all this other stuff, and the DTCC going live on Ripple, and so as all these things get announced, it will be very, very. It'll be so easy to see. So that's why I think they've always said as easy as 1, 2, 3, because to them it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. And if they could tell you everything they know and share with you everything, then it would be as easy as 1, 2, 3 for you too. So they're trying to let you know, like, hey, this is easy. This is it.
Have ice cream.
Yes, you can have ice cream. Man with taste. Everyone said 1 drop should be 1 cent, but deep in my heart, I believe that whoever designed this asset, they designed 1 XRP drop to be $1 equivalent. Yeah, at least. And I've heard some people say that they can do like, they'll do 1,000 drops per XRP. I've also heard some people say
Raccoons are eating your ice cream.
I told him it was okay. I also have heard people say that they'll do 1 million drops per XRP, so I think that they can scale that. But yeah, that will be
Wow, rude.
one way to look at it and understand what the price is going to do in the future, for sure. I'm probably going to stay on for another 3 to 5 minutes and just answer any more questions anyone might have. But then I'm probably going to go join and eat ice cream too. But it has been really fun hanging out with you guys tonight for 4th of July. And because last night I was working so freaking hard physically, it's really nice to just sit and chill with you guys. Bull's not. That's about 10,000 minimum then. Yeah. And the guy who left Ripple to go work at BlackRock and be in charge of BlackRock's crypto arena, he had done the math on a calculator and estimated that XRP would be optimized, like most efficient, starting at $10,000 and up. So it's inevitable. I mean, whether that's 2 or 3 years, whether that's 12 to 18 months, I mean, their goal will be to get it there, because then their system will work flawlessly. DNFLYA, just popping in, welcome. I'm new to XRP and I have a decent amount. What's a bold 10-year prediction? A bold 10-year prediction is $1 million a coin. A conservative 10-year prediction is $100,000 a coin. And if you calculate all of the things in the world right now that they could currently tokenize, like the Mona Lisa, the Sears Tower, they can tokenize the rainforest, and all of that stuff will be given a value, tokenized, and then installed onto the XRP ledger. And so that's why, I mean, when people talk about like current market caps or how much a country's like GDP is, or like, you know, there's not enough money in the world to create prices like that for XRP. Well, not only are they going to run out, and so the value of XRP will be not based on traditional markets and market caps, but when they run out, it will only ever go up, and they will only ever add more to the tokenization and the XRP ledger. And there's only going to be one ledger that can handle that all. And so DNFLYA, I would encourage you, since you're new to XRP, to go to my channel and watch my most watched video, Bitcoin versus XRP, the greatest pre-planned showdown of all time. And that one covers a lot of the deeper topics, and it'll really help you see deeper than just the surface level stuff you can find from most channels. And it'll allow you to kind of like see a lot more of the potential in the future. But I'm really glad you found my channel, because I originally started this channel wanting to help new people in XRP, and then it kind of evolved to helping people that have been in the space for a long time, help them hang on over the finish line here. Man with Taste 589, I am just waiting for that riddle to come true where they say everyone in the crypto space will look up and say, how can this be? Yep, I think that's very, 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 very soon. And I believe, according to a lot of the riddlers, that everything else will be crashing during the time XRP takes off. And so that's why I think that we're in for another downwards move for the crypto market sometime very, very soon. And then from there, you'll see XRP going up like, what the fuck? Well, everyone that doesn't know will be like, what the hell? Prob HT, what's the most mind-blowing fact you know about XRP? That's a really good question.
Hey babe.
Yes.
You're the best husband ever, and I'm proud of you for providing for our family.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did Chaucer ask you to say that?
No.
Or pay you to say that? Oh my gosh. My wife and my nephew are being silly trolls. So the most mind-blowing fact that I know about XRP. Let me think about that for a second.
Why? Did you take it from our counter?
I'm kidding. No, I totally forgot I always in there, and I was just gonna grab it.
I want to say that the most mind-blowing fact that I believe about XRP is it's a higher entity technology. So whether that be, you know, fallen angel or AI or quant computing, and it's the only ledger on the planet that hasn't had any errors. It's quantum safe, and it's the only ledger on the planet that can handle tokenizing the entire world. And if they ever tokenize space, it can handle that too. There's also some fun facts, like Elon Musk holds 5 million XRP. Him and Peter Thiel, who started PayPal, they just moved it to Bitstamp, I think in anticipation for X money. One of the most important facts and fun facts for XRP is that Ripple Labs, Ripple Communications, is a government branch. It's a government agency, and Ito Farina actually posted all the evidence for that, that it was funded in the 90s. And then they evolved it to become like a public-looking company around the time they released the XRP ledger, so that they could utilize Brad Garlinghouse and his skills to like integrate it into the entire world financial infrastructure. So that's some of the, you know, deep dive fun facts. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool things. John's journey for the finish of the live. Fun price prediction for 2030. Oh, 2030. 25,000 casually, without a flinch. Because so based on everything that I've seen and heard in 8 months from everyone everywhere, and piecing it all together, I think by the end of this year, 2026, we're going to see high hundreds. And then in the next 12 to 18 months, you're going to see easily over 1,000. And then, you know, from 12 to 18 months on, you're easily going to be pushing like 5,000 plus 10,000 a coin. And so by 2030, with AI really running strong and trading on crypto and blockchain ledger, tokenization of real world assets, without a doubt, $25,000. DNFLYA life changing. I just subscribed. Thank you. This I am very curious and all in. Awesome. Well, you couldn't have gotten in at a better time. We're right near the finish line, and yeah, binge watch my videos, and I think it'll help. So I need to not sell and hold on strong. Yep, because it will be labeled as a tier 1 asset. It will become the #1 asset on the planet. It will be very flexible. And as they tokenize things across the world, like the Sears Tower and Mona Lisa, they will run that value across the XRP ledger. And so all it takes is a few announcements from BlackRock coming out to say that they're going to tokenize everything across the XRP ledger, and we're off to the races. Bull's not. I think Michael Saylor is going to have to join witness protection this time. Oh, probably. Yeah. He's in for a rough ride, but he knows what he's doing. He's a paid con man. Rank Goat. Rank Goat's in the house. Good to see you. What's up, man? I think they're going to flip the switch when nothing else has clarity but XRP. Yeah. There's definitely their plan. And I think I saw some Riddler posts that allude to like potentially getting clarity in August, but that will just be to add fuel to the bonfire of what is already a 1,000-foot bonfire for XRP in price. Japanese reverse carry trade is right around the corner. Their numbers is very crucial. Crisis is here. Yes. So the crisis is here. So whenever they get the green light from the higher ups, whether that be Trump's administration or even higher than that, whenever they get the green light that everything's in place and they can just raise their interest rates, they will come out and do that, and then it will all begin. XRP Batman, cool name. Welcome. When you find out that Brian Armstrong is Mark Zuckerberg, same Chinese wife, and both have a white dog, and guess what? Both have blue-shaped logos with white letters. LOL, enjoy the show. Wow. I mean, yeah, I could see them just putting some sort of, mask over his hair or something like that, or shaving his head. And Mark Zuckerberg doesn't make too many appearances anymore, so yeah, I could totally see that. That's fascinating. Bull's not XRP. All the Dubai Bitcoin bros will be pissed at him. Yeah, everyone will be pissed at him. People are pissed at him right now just because he's screwing up the market right now. But it was all pre-planned. C572, is there a specific amount you recommend to buy as a beginner? I have always told people 2 different things as a beginner. So for one, accumulate as much as you can comfortably without causing damage to your personal life. So you don't want to be like over leveraging as a beginner and just like, skipping things to be able to accumulate more. And then I always tell people, like, I believe personally, like 1,000 XRP is enough to cover you and your family for the rest of your life. And so as that grows, as long as you don't sell that, it will be like a golden goose type of situation where its value will always grow. It's deflationary. And so I always just try to encourage people, like, you don't need to be like a big XRP bag holder to capture this life-changing move for your family. So yeah, take that, with what you will. And just do whatever your heart feels convicted to do. And if you're a beginner, go and watch a few of my other videos, like on my channel. We do a lot of lives now, but like one of the videos that has a lot of the deep dive stuff is called Bitcoin versus XRP, the greatest pre-planned showdown of all time. And that'll just kind of help you build a little bit of your conviction for why not to sell XRP. XRP Dreb, does God talk to you in dreams? No, not really. But as I get older, I've kind of learned like when he's talking to me and trying to get my attention. And so I've learned how to pick up on some of that when he's really trying to get my attention. Probably too. Any thoughts on XRP and the Freemasons? Oh yeah, I've got a lot of thoughts on that. That's a deep dive, and I'll probably try to do videos on that in the future. But yeah, some of my videos already address some of that. If you look at XRP symbol, you know, you got like the downward and the upward, like kind of like V-shaped things. Just go look at the Freemason symbol. If you were to separate those and flip it, you have XRP's logo. XRP Matman, Miss Loomis. Sounds a lot like Martha Stewart. LOL, the voice. Oh, like that could be the same person. Yeah. I have heard the theories that they use, they interchange characters with the higher ups. So that could very well be the case. And when they need to hide like someone else, they'll just go pretty much put on another mask. Rank GOAT 2026, there was 140 elite that has over 1 million XRP in the world wallet, which controlled 76% of XRP. It makes you wonder. Yeah. Well, so I've always kind of described it to people as like, give me 1 second.
I'm gonna be going to the room in like 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. I'm just moving to a different location because my wife and my nephew are going to be watching some TV. And so I wanted to be able to give you guys my attention without the TV on the background. Because that was actually a really good question. Okay, so back in the room. We'll hang out for another little bit because we're getting some good questions. So the 140 elite that has over 1 million XRP in the wallet, which controls 76%. So I have thought about that, and I also have kind of prefaced that in some of my other videos, or at least touched that subject. So the New World Order elites know enough about the plan, the new financial system, so they know not to buy so much that the price takes off before the plan's ready. Just like Elon Musk holding 5 million. Like, he's a trillionaire. He could obviously hold more than 5 million XRP if he wanted to, or if that was the plan. But that's not their plan. So what they're doing, when you see 75% of the XRP supply being held with people with 1 million plus XRP in their wallet, that's just the New World Order elites coming through and basically buying their tickets to the new financial system. So they know what the price is going to do with XRP. They know the plan. They know the new financial system. So what they're doing is they're just essentially like being told like, okay, you can have this much XRP. You can have this XRP. And so the New World Order elites, being as powerful as they are, they just come in and buy 1 million XRP, and they're like, okay, I've got my tickets to the new system. And because of that, it's starting to build up this massive support level underneath. And so as this all plays out, and as more of that plays out and more of that happens, when the supply shock happens, it'll take a lot of people by surprise. But the elites have already been buying in for years now, and they're taking advantage of these cheaper prices to come in and buy their allotment. But they all know not to buy more than a certain amount because it'll ruin the plan. So the people with the non-disclosure agreements that know the plan, they're coming in and buying a certain amount of XRP, and then they're just waiting for it to happen. And it's going to happen very soon, and they will become even more wealthy than they already are. And then they will move a lot of their money over to the new financial system afterwards, and XRP's price will just take off. So like I said, they're already all ready to go. The financial institutions are ready. I mean, they're all ready. So once they're given the green light, it'll be like a communication that just goes out to all the elites, and then power that bitch on. The money's already there waiting. John's journey, 25,000 by 2030. I will have 2.5 billion. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. And you'll be able to use a lot of that money for a lot of good. And you will be gaining yield off of that as well, or at least a lot of it. And so God's got a plan for you, and I think a lot of doors will open for you over the next year or two as it takes off. Prob HT, as above, so below. Yeah. Talking about firmament and stuff. Ranked goat. Where did you find that info? Oh yeah, that's kind of been all over the YouTube space lately. Those numbers about 74% of the supply being held by people that have a million plus XRP in one wallet. Man with taste. Yes, you are right, Chris. X Money will offer yields for XRP. A few of us who will have survived not selling will get high yields from X. No other institution needed. I just hope our XRP will be safe. It will. Um, I've always told people I think that they should wait like 6 to 12 months before they start trying yield products, just because you want the new financial system to settle. You want the dust to settle from the Great Reset. But yeah, once X money is like strong and holding XRP and like had been used for 6 to 12 months and like people are gaining, you know, 6 or 8 or 10% off their yield off their XRP, then just throw 10% in there and get yield off of it. You don't have to throw your entire bag in to gain yield. You don't have to be greedy like that, but you can kind of build up to that, start to learn the system, get comfortable with it, and if you want to throw 50% in for yield in the future because you're trusting it and it's working, then that's fine. Everything in life has a risk, but just follow your heart, pray about it, and then just play it as it goes. XRP Batman, yes, David Schwartz has the same lean on the same shoulder when he sits, just like Vince from Grateful Dead. He wears dress shirts over his t-shirts, lol, and both have bald heads with hair on the side. Yeah, I mean, I think that because the New World Order elites are so limited, they play a lot of roles, and I think because they're such powerful entities, they like to play different roles. And so you've probably seen like the images of Donald Trump side by side with Elvis, and the same marks on their hands and stuff like that. So I mean, really, they're all over the place, supposedly. XRP Batman, David told you he was CIA, lol. Yeah. David, it was, or at least part of the NSA, working for the NSA. And so Bitcoin and the XRP ledger being a CIA slash NSA PSYOP, and David Schwartz, in my opinion, being Satoshi, at least the leader of the Satoshi group, and creating an XRP ledger, 1000%. He was with the CIA, at least funded. XRP Dreb, and CIA has funded so many things in your life it would blow your mind. They funded like the Osama bin Laden stuff. They funded so much crazy shit that it's like no wonder. XRP Dreb, I hope I find my wife before price appreciation, God willing. Being a married man now and having a wife, I actually told her like a couple of times, I was like, man, I wish I had had my life all set up and like financially set before finding you. And she was like, yeah, I'm really glad we got to go through the journey together. And she would have chosen it to be that way. So I mean, that would be awesome if you can just find your wife and you'll be all set up already. That's cool. But you can do both, yeah. So let me put it this way: God meant somebody for you. So if you want to find your wife, she's out there already. And when he decides to reveal her to you, it won't matter if you're pre-wealthy or not, or if you're already wealthy, and you'll know. So I wouldn't worry about trying to find your wife before the price takes off in XRP, just because for the right woman that's meant for you, that won't be a factor. That won't matter. Rank Go 2026. In 2017, when retail found out that Bank of America was starting to think about crypto, XRP took off. So now imagine what institution will do when they're already in the system. Yeah. I mean, just remember the type of run we had in 2017 without all the institutions ready to go, without even remotely talking about the Genius Act or the Clarity Act, without the reverse carry trade ready to unwind with no liquidity crisis, without them having bought billion-dollar corporations like G Treasury, Hidden Road, Ripple Prime, and all these things to like integrate into the before they had meetings at the White House and paid $200 million towards the expansion of the White House, Ripple did. So before all of that, and the MasterCard partnerships, before all of that, 2017's run was insane. And then they suppressed it again. They capped it. They didn't want it to go above $5. They just capped it. They suppressed it because it wasn't part of their plan yet. And so, but I mean, when it runs, it runs. And so when they're ready, you better be already on board. Rank Goat 2026. So just today, someone found a document and it's saying XRP backed by the government. So I believe, and this is just my, theory, based on all the research I've done. I believe XRP or Ripple will allot a certain amount of XRP to the government, and the deal is already signed. And when they won't announce that the government's using XRP until probably after price takes off. But what will happen is after price takes off on XRP and like, they power it on the new system, Donald Trump will come out and say, "Oh yeah, and all of our Bitcoin reserves were converted into XRP, and Ripple is like donating $1 billion XRP or something like that to the United States Treasury, not only to help power on the new system, but also to like really integrate XRP into the system, and Ripple can do that. The United States government cannot buy XRP as of yet legally, but they can be donated. And so they've already had several deals with Ripple and meetings at the White House, and then Ripple donated $200 million towards the expansion of the White House. So I can guarantee you that they're financially involved and invested, and that there will be an announcement someday about it. Have you seen the movie They Alive? I haven't. Shine33. I haven't seen that, but I'll screenshot that. As long as that's not a movie, then I'll try to watch it. XRP Batman. When he finds out Michael Saylor is Richard Branson, they both wear suit jackets, belt buckles, and their shirts tucked in. LOL. Don't you love this show? Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. You're telling me they let him be spokesperson for Bitcoin? Come on, yeah. And he's got one of the most annoying voices in the world. Like, I don't know why so many people are infatuated with Michael Saylor, and he's like, he literally came out like live on mainstream media, and he was like, "Yeah, so I was sitting there arguing in my room with ChatGPT and going back and forth and just discussing like, can we do a yield product with Bitcoin and MicroStrategies, and like how would that work, and like, well, can it be done, and is it legal, and like, and so I was sitting there arguing with ChatGPT, and like the woman interviewing him is like, really, you're like talking to ChatGPT like about your product for MicroStrategies? And he's just like, it's so embarrassing, and just like, but I mean, Bitcoin maxis are like stoked about it, until they're not. DNFLYA, is cashing the best way to go and throw it all in a high yield savings by real estate? What's the safest bank, or how does that work to withdraw funds? So DNFLYA, I will say, after all the research I've done, like a couple thousand hours of research and really deep diving everything in the crypto space and learning about XRP and their plan, you never want to sell your XRP. If you can. Some people will have to sell some XRP here and there, but you never want to sell like more than 80% of what you hold, because, or sorry, you never want to sell more than like 20% of what you hold, because you will be able to gain yield off of XRP in the future. There will be yield products that you can like put your XRP into like a liquidity pool for banks and institutions, and then they will use it for transactions, and then they'll give it back to you, and you will be able to make a percentage off of that. And so there will never be another asset on the planet that outperforms XRP over the next 10, 20, 30 years, because they'll always be adding more to the ledger. They'll always be adding more tokenization. So I would never exit XRP to go into something like real estate or into something like, but if you want to use some of your gains from XRP and buy some real estate property in the future, go with your gut instinct, but just make sure, and just this from the bottom of my heart, I am not paid to say anything about XRP. Just understand that like you never want to sell more than 20% of your XRP bag, because it will be like the golden goose that continues to lay golden eggs. Because not only will the price always go up over time as they tokenize the world, but you'll be able to gain yield off of it and borrow against it. So yeah, I wouldn't try to cash out, because the United States dollar will be hyperinflating in the future. But yes, just please hold XRP and put it in cold storage and keep it safe. Lover of foods. Blink twice and move to China if you need help. What an awesome random comment to bring in there. That- Thank you for coming in and saying that. That's awesome. Michael Saylor is an act, yeah. Mr. ADTNZ, hi, welcome. Prob HT, you should say this is not financial advice. Yeah, you know, I do occasionally say it's not financial advice because there are idiots out there, but at the same time, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I think it's pretty much presumed on the lies. I'm just some guy on the internet that's done a bunch of research about XRP, and that's my thought. So yeah, not financial advice, guys, obviously, because every YouTube channel has to say that, but it still blows my mind that there's people dumb enough to go on YouTube and then like buy an asset, and then if the asset goes down, try to complain. It's really funny. Well, I'm gonna hop off, guys. It was really fun hanging out with you.